Today is officially the worst day in the week. It's a Sunday. It's where the average student that you just come across at in school promises himself that he's going to study everything and doesn't do it and ends up scrolling through his social phone. You know who I'm talking about. And those social media people, those students, they are a real fucking pain, man. I promise you. Even when you come across them, when they're not scrolling through their phone, leaving negative comments on every video they dislike, they are just there trying to give you critique while just staying friendly, right? Like they'll say hi, but and they'll be polite, but you can see on their faces that they dislike you. They see you as pathetic, and it doesn't matter what. And it happens to me a lot, even with older people on Sundays. Like Sunday is a terrible day. I hate those people on Sunday. I hate Sunday people. But what's usually happens is that I go outside, maybe go for a walk, or maybe someone texts me, and I have a talk with them, and eventually we'll reach on the topic of my YouTube channel that I'm starting out, trying to get some views. Of course, first they're surprised because they have high expectations of me in all areas, so they imagine me having like 100,000 subscribers, millions of views, while in actuality, I get like an average of 3 videos, an average of 3 views on my last ones. So when their expectations are dropped, you see their faces drop with them. They look at you pathetically and they turn mad in a way, or disappointed, and they'll give you this talk. They give me this talk that I should quit it and that I'm wasting my time trying it out. And you know, that's like the common hater that most internet gurus speak of. It's like the archetype, if you know what I mean. It's the literal person that everyone is trying to construct. That's the person you come across on Sundays. Like they don't have anything else to do on Sundays, and they don't want to work anyways. So yeah, when you meet those people and they tell you this stuff, or they're holding back their disappointment, or they're giving you this break on what you should do or should not do, yeah, it gives you this sad feeling, like you can't imagine anyone saying something different at that time. So when he says like, yeah, your content is pathetic, you know that there are other people like him out there. Like he's a common person, he's the literal average student, which makes it annoying to continue. Like if you know nobody is supporting you, why shouldn't you just quit? Because we are kind of made to be loved. So when your emotional motivation is not on that level, like when you're constantly feeling unloved, then you're just going to quit anyway, I believe. That's what my experience tells me anyway. So it's hard at those moments. But I'm not saying that you can't do anything. I guess some of you might already know I'm trying to work on my social skills. So facing my trauma, as some would call it. I don't really believe in the way that it's used by most, but anyway, what I've noticed is that when I actively speak to other people and I've tried to find the right ones, I kind of end up realizing that that average student, the average worker on a Sunday, is not so average after. Like most people are supportive if you look at the right places. Like you won't find the perfect partner in a strip club, like obviously. So you have to look at the right places. So I'm starting out with Discord, but I'm also trying to do that in the gym, just on walks, talking to strangers, like the normal stuff. And it's, I, well, it's hard when you do that stuff. It's hard to not get the idea that you have to choose your identity carefully. And what I mean is that, how do I explain this? Trying to look for the right words, of course. I don't want you guys to end up misunderstanding me. I'll just give you an example. If you go out today and holding this identity, like believing that you're this weird, pathetic person, you'll only look for those people because those are the only ones who are right. The other people who disagree with you are just wrong or pathetic themselves, obviously. How could they be right? It wouldn't be your identity if you didn't believe in it. But when you change your identity to someone who is actively trying to work on his YouTube videos, as I am doing, then you'll only end up agreeing with those people because it's your belief. And when you end up realizing, or when you look for those people, you'll definitely end up realizing that a lot of people would agree with your identity anyways. And that's why you kind of, people with self-improvement mindsets or red pill people kind of cluster together, or people with blue pill cluster together, people with philosophy, they cluster together. They all have this own identity and they recognize their own people in a way. So you would say, you might think that the average person is like a majority. So if you're going to speak to someone, it's probably going to someone that hates you. You're probably wrong, because it's not, they while they cluster together, they don't do everything together in a way. Like there's more to groups and stuff. Group dynamics, it's called in psychology probably. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on it. But it's just, when you go out, you'll end up realizing that all these people are pretty supportive. And when they hear you being criticized by someone, they would all disagree and think that that guy is some anomaly or someone weird. But yeah, it's just as simple as that, like recognizing the right people. That's how you do it. And it sounds complex because I'm more using words like identity, but it's just meeting people. That is how you get rid of those haters. Because haters are just people with different beliefs, I guess. Like they have different beliefs than you. So if you're 100% sure that you're right, yeah, and they're saying something else, then why aren't they wrong? They obviously are. Like, the pain doesn't come from thinking that there's something wrong with you. No, the pain comes from thinking that everyone would agree that you're pathetic. And those things aren't the same. Like, you might be the most competent person, but still believe that others would find you pathetic. It's similar to that mask persona that a lot of people talk about. You know what I'm speaking of? Like feeling like an imposter. That's what a lot of celebrities say on those podcasts. And yeah, man, it's just meeting the right people. Like, it's not so difficult. Just go out and find people. And of course, you might come up with excuses like, I'm traumatized, maybe they're right. Well, they're right because I actually failed this day. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Just go out and meet people. They would tell you that's your first identity of like your ego in a way, like your confidence, what you believe in that you are. They will affirm you in this, and that's what you have to do. Like, go out and meet people. It's so obvious when you do it. Like, I understand you're probably sitting there in your bed disagreeing with me, but it's really that simple. Just go do it.